Hello people, how's it going? Mike here with a brand new download for you to check out on the Planet Coaster PlayStation Frontier Workshop called Amet Gardens, created by myself on PS4. This is a 4-themed amusement park with a cowboy, pirate, fairy tale and space theme zone. I also included a modern hotel and restaurant area in the gardens around the entrance. Oh yeah, and not to forget, I even managed to get in a functioning monorail that takes you from one side of the park to the other and back again. This park is way over the 100% build limit to have achieved this scale and detail. So if you want to know how I got this park so far over the 100% Oswald build limit, check out the description below where I'll link you to my video showing and explaining how this park was achieved. So as you can see, if we rotate around the perimeter of the park, it has completely separated, fully themed zones with a pirate area out here to the east side of the park. Just southwest of that we have a space zone and rear entrance for the monorail station. Then a little further round to the west we have the cowboy district, and all three of these zones surround the fairy tale area in the centre. Taking a look from the top down, you can see each zone is separated by water, and I have obscured the views of other zones whilst you're in one area with small tall hills and lots of trees immersing you in the theme. A quick top down look at each zone here. We have the modern entrance and monorail station area with hotel and restaurant. Just south of that is the main central fairy tale zone with plenty of details and fantasy themes. To the west is the cowboy zone with the copperhead strike coaster in there, weaving its way through the canyons and mines. Across the park to the east is the pirate zone with my tsunami roller coaster, all situated on tropical tranquil islands. Then south to the rear of the park is my dystopian future space zone with my avatar roller coaster swooping overhead and through the landscape, with moon craters and crashed UFOs all snugged up next to the rear entrance and monorail station. Okay, there you go. Let's take a closer look at the park before I leave you with a musical montage and leave you to go download from the Frontier PlayStation Workshop. So here we are at the main entrance. You stroll through this little meadow before arriving at the completely customised modern gates with monorail train station. I'm never sure what time of day this park looks best. It depends on what you're looking at and from what angle. I never like midday as I find it's too cartoony and has less realism when there is too much light. Over here there is a modern style hotel with a monorail running right through it. I would have liked to have made this hotel bigger, but I'll do that when we take it to PS5. Over this side of the entrance we have the park restaurant, all surrounded by a relaxing tranquil landscape. From the entrance there is multiple routes you can take, as there is from each zone to another. Over this way you can take the adventurous walk through the caves with exotic rock formations and views of other areas through the holes in the caves. This route will take you round to the Rusty Ranch's Cowboy Zone. I'll show you the route to the east over here. You cross the water to enter Sharktooth Bay Pirate Zone. I think I'll show you the main central route into Fairy Tale Zone. When you cross the lake, you are surrounded by this panoramic view of water, plants, rocks, fountains and roller coasters launching up from behind the trees before entering a huge castle entrance that leads you into the Fairy Tale Zone. One thing to notice in this area, I have moulded and painted my own rocks to save on the amount of rock props needed around the park. This is one of my favourite areas of the whole park. Fairy Tale Zone has a central square area around the Jester Cars attraction with a customised Flight of the Dragon roller coaster that takes you for a ride around the castle's entrance and tower. I've used advertisements and custom signs for every ride that are placed around the ride and around the park to draw guests in from other areas. As I mentioned before, I've strategically terraformed the land to obscure the views of other areas and to get a real sense of adventure whilst exploring the park. I have to admit, if I didn't make some of the queues for some of the rides so long, I'm sure I could have got more rides and detailing done, but it is what it is. I've learned many lessons when creating this park, as I explain in the video linked in the description below. Round here we have a paddle boat with a gulpy shop inside that, to be honest, was a pain to make work out right, but well worth the frustration once completed. Following through, we have a small castle tower housing a food shop that is situated next to my dragons that I sculptured from the rock right in front of the rear entrance into the Fairy Tale Zone Castle Square. Let's show you a quick aerial view of the rear side of this zone. And finally, over here, some more shops in tents and another ride just on the outskirts of the Fairy Tale Zone with custom ride signs and not too much but just enough detailing to catch your attention and deliver some authenticity. I love this ride over here, encroaching out of the Fairy Tale Zone into the Boundary River. Okay, that's the Fairy Tale Zone. I don't want to spend too long looking at each area or this video will be way too long. If you want to see more, you can download from the PlayStation Workshop, or if you're on Xbox or PC, let me know in the comments if you would like a more in-depth look at each zone, and I'll maybe do a standalone tour video of each area, taking a proper look at the layout and detailing. Moving on to the cowboy area I called Rusty Ranches with this custom sign I made. This area doesn't have any tall coasters launching up over the skylines, but it does have a very authentic Wild West lazy cowboy town feel. You may notice that each zone has custom paving to suit the style of the areas and themes. I really enjoy building this zone with the small winding rivers, wooden shacks, grassy hills and a dry desert at the rear, creating a really dynamic environment. This was a fun piece to build. Right here we have a little minecart derailment and crash right above the airtime part of the Copper Strike track. It looks like you're going to hit your head on the minecart as you come over the crest. I'll show you a POV of each roller coaster at the end in a musical montage. I have to admit, this cowboy zone is my second favourite area of the whole park after the entrance and bridge. Now let's fly over the park to the other side where we have the pirate zone called Shark Tooth Bay. Over here once again I have tried to completely hide the other zones from view, or at least obscure them with trees and small hills. I actually forgot to make a custom themed map and choose a sand as a choice of floor paint option, so I had to settle for this is what I believe a dead grass paint that I used to create a sandy beach look, and it kind of worked out okay. At Shark Tooth Bay we have the colossal and fear-inducing tsunami roller coaster that charges across the surface of the water, plows you through trees, shipwrecks and into the jaws of a megalodon shark. Tsunami has a completely unique, customised station to suit the theme of the area. Once again, I went way over the top with the lengths of some of the queues in this area, like the Victory ride here. Although I love the simple but effective entrance, the queue itself is way too long and never gets filled, so it is just wasted build allowance. Another area I thoroughly enjoyed planning and detailing to get the best I could from the limited amounts of props I had for the whole park. You may have noticed by now the monorail actually goes through every zone except the centre fairy tale zone. I never get enough of just flying or walking around this park and checking out the views. Okay, we're about 15 minutes in, so let's move on. We have one more zone to check out, and that is the dystopian, futuristic sci-fi zone, complete with moon rock landscape, craters, crashed UFO, and an intense roller coaster that gives guests amazing but very quick views of the sci-fi zone and the surrounding majestic park. So as you can see, this is a large zone with large props, detailing and landscape. You can travel directly to any other zone from Dystopia, and you get the rear park entrance and monorail station almost within the district, so it's a popular destination, especially with the monorail station situated right next to the biggest roller coaster in the park. Right here is the UFO crash site that the monorail travels under to give guests a close-up view of the site. The Avatar roller coaster has to be the park's main attraction, and you can see why. It is a suspended coaster that twists, loops and tunnels through the hills. It even has some close encounters with the monorail. It goes without saying I overdone it with queues again here. Such a tough lesson to learn. I really could have built so much more if I had made these queues shorter before crossing the build limit threshold. As usual, fully immersed into the theme of the zone by blocking the views of the other areas with moon rock, craters and hills. I would have loved to have got more detailing in this area, but due to being such a vast zone, I had to settle for what we have. Over here is the entrance to Avatar with a custom train station and with a just ample enough queue on this one. This time I didn't overdo it on the queue to Avatar. Here is the rear entrance. We can take another closer look at this in just a momento. Following round, you come to the Collider ride that sits partially on the land and lake, giving guests an intense view of a relaxing environment. Okay, that is the sci-fi zone. I want to wrap this up soon as I'm getting tired of hearing my own voice. Let's take a quick look at this rear entrance and monorail station. I wanted to make this area look similar to the front entrance with the blue and red patterned paths. My aim was to have a perimeter path that guests could walk around the edge of the park to enter directly at the rear entrance, but that was before I realised how much paths took up of the build allowance. So who knows, maybe it's something I'll do when I take this park to PS5, or maybe save that build allowance for more rides and zones. We shall see. So from here you can take this central path that bypasses the sci-fi zone and takes you directly to the fairy tale zone where the 2 dragon sculptures guard the treasure. So there you go, I'll show you a quick aerial night shot to show you how much lighting I actually managed to get in there, and maybe show you some more night shots in the montage. I personally like the mid-late morning or afternoon for lighting, as I find this generates the best shadows that create the realism without making too much dark areas. So there you go, this is Amet Gardens, available to download from the PlayStation Frontier Workshop. If you want to see how I achieved this, check out the link in the description below and you can see exactly how I pulled this off on an old gen console. Be sure to vote up on the Frontier Workshop to keep me building, and don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, comment and share to keep me making videos. Thanks for watching guys, and until next time, happy building.
Sen ışıl